Hello everybody, San here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And today's video, I want to talk about Beam Therapeutics, Beam 101, Beacon trial on human data. I want to talk about all of it here in this video. Now, this was published almost a month ago, actually, around December 8th, I believe, December 7th, December 8th. And basically, Beam Therapeutics announced some of the data they were getting from Beam 101, which is, of course, tackling sickle cell disease. But the big differentiator of Beam Therapeutics, or Beam 101 specifically, is that it is using base editing. Now, if you don't know what base editing is, if you want to learn about it, I highly advise you guys to either Google it or just YouTube it. There's a bunch of videos explaining that in details. But basically, base editing is you're changing one letter as opposed to cutting a strand in the DNA. Now, for sickle cell disease specifically, does that really matter? Obviously not, because you got CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex that got their program approved with strands cuts last year, and it's commercial, it's enrolling. Highly advise people to watch our video catalog for more information on that program. Now, the thing with this program though is that kind of promises high efficiency, it's more safe, there's less cycle time, which means by the time you do whatever you need to do for the patient, the patient doesn't need to wait as long to have the reductions the increase of fetal hemoglobin, which basically means you're kind of tackling sickle cell disease earlier on, as opposed to waiting a couple of further days, weeks, months even for some patients. So it's not just more efficient, it's safer, and the promise is it's going to get to cure patients faster. And that's a big thing, right? That is a big thing. It's not something people should overlook, okay? Now, I will say though, if that was such a big thing, the FDA obviously would not have approved CRISPR Therapeutics program. Now, clearly they did it because these sickle cell disease patients and beta thalassemia, there's two blood disorders here, have not been cured ever. And that was the single program with CRISPR-Cas9's ex vivo single-stranded cut from CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex that was approved, and that was the only cure available in the market to date, and even to date. Obviously, Beam Therapeutics coming out with preclinical data on mice, and of course, now with human data, kind of changes here and there some things, but it doesn't change the narrative of the CRISPR Therapeutics company. Now, what's big about Beam Therapeutics, though, is that their promise is, look, we're going to tackle sickle cell disease because we know we can tackle it high efficiency. We know we can get this technology out, get the paperwork done, get the upfront money to the FDA and commercial stuff ongoing. And then at that point, scale the platform of base editing technology for other programs, right? Obviously, they have Beam 103. They have other programs, right? It's not just Beam 101. They have to lead with a single program firsthand to get base editing in the door, basically get it to the doors of the FDA. And that's exactly what they're doing with this program. And basically here, Yair on X.com, again, Yair, I don't need to tell you guys who Yair is. Everybody knows in this channel at this point. If you don't know, shame on you. But here on the data here, they have, let's take a look here. They have how many data, let's take a look here. I believe they have, let's just make sure I'm getting this right, 7 patients, right? They have 7 patients with severe sickle cell disease, right, as of October 28th, okay? Now, they have 35 patients that were cleared for screening and enrolled, so obviously they're going to have over 35 patients when this is all said and done. We're talking over a year and ish. But for now, they have 11 patients that were dosed, and 7 of these patients had severe sickle cell disease that were treated with Beam 101 and were shown to be safe and efficiency with a follow-up range of 1 to 11 months, okay? So it's kind of here in their cohorts here. And you take a look at the level of patients here with the fetal hemoglobin. Look at this, over 60% increase. And look at this, hemoglobin S with or less, a reduction of 40%, right? That's pretty good, because that's how you tackle sickle cell disease, okay? This is actually better than what you were saying. Look at this, baseline was 10%, obviously that's That's not what you want to look at here. Look at it, 74, 72, 70, 67, 65, 65. Like, this is pretty big, guys. This is no joke, okay? These are big numbers, okay? And you have human data here. And I remember in 2021, 2022, I used to tell people, I want to see data for base editing. You know, we kept saying how base editing is great. We kept saying how Beam Therapeutics is the company of the future. People started calling it the Tesla of the CRISPR landscape, but we never had human data. And obviously that changes everything. In 2023, when they released their human data, now we have human, I think it was 2023 or early 2024, I forgot. But they have human data here. Clearly, we just took a look at it. It is better than CRISPR Therapeutics, Castra Bio, CTX001, as it was previously called. And obviously, it's much better than Bluebird. I don't even have to say that to you guys. But like John Evans says here, CEO of Beam Therapeutics, he said, we welcome competition. It's good for patients, but we believe that Beam 101 is much more efficient. It's going to reduce cycle time. It's going to be safer. It's going to get to cure patients a lot faster because of the reduction of cycle time. And of course, it kind of proves the technology of base editing out there to the world. Now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing here. That's not what he said in this interview with Brad Lonkar. A huge support of the genomics landscape here, biotech space. That's what John Evans said in the quick interview that they had here, talking about this in the readout presentation of ASH 2024. So this is pretty promising, guys. I wanted to make a video here because I haven't talked about Beam for a while. I think Beam is an interesting story. Kind of started out as a promise and had a huge retail investor support on X.com and Reddit. Kind of died down for a while because they didn't really have human data. People started doubting them. And of course, when you see these human data, when you see these types of follow-ups, and you see how fast they're curing it, like they're putting a lot of emphasis on the days, right? It takes days for them to cure these patients. I gotta be careful saying the word cure because it's not technically curing yet, but clearly here you can see they're VOC free of attacks, which means they don't need to be hospitalized. These patients are basically free of these attacks, fewer hospitalization dates, and basically they're at a point where they can kind of show to the FDA, hey, look, we're getting all these patients with amazing data. How much do we want to wait, right? We can get out there, cure their a lot more sickle cell disease patients. Obviously, Castra is doing an amazing thing for humanity, but we can help with that with our set of technology. And that's obviously the promise here of Beam Therapeutics. So I really like what I'm seeing here, you know, outpacing up to 24 months on the study with 13 years of additional follow-up. I don't want people to get afraid here. That doesn't mean that they're going to take 13 years to get this FDA approved. Obviously not. If you were to guess me, if I had to do a guesstimate, an educated guess here, knowing that it was approved in 2023 from CRISPR, obviously it was Cas9, it was ex vivo. This is ex vivo as well, but it was a DNA cut as opposed to a single base editing like base editor does. I don't think this is gonna happen in 2025. I don't think. I'd be highly doubtful. I think by 2026 you'll hear stuff that they've submitted documents for review, and I think to end of 2026, at least 2027, you'll get this program approved. Now, these are educated guesses, not financial advice. Highly advise everybody to do their own research, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing, guys. So as always, guys, subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, really does help the channel. We're getting new viewers on our YouTube homepages. That's how they view the videos. They click on it when they see the thumbnail, the title. Like this video, guys. It really does help the channel. And if you guys have any questions, comments, what do you guys think about Beam? What do you guys think about Beam 101? Let me know in the comments below. Really curious to see what you guys say. So have a beautiful Saturday, guys, and we'll see each other in tomorrow's video, hopefully. Take care.